My name is Jo Bruce. I'm Research and Development Manager for the Specialty Oils and Fats Division of ADM in the UK. The title of my paper is The Technological Challenges of Reducing the Saturated Fat Content of Foods. The British Nutrition Foundation asked me to write this paper from a food scientist's perspective of the difficulties to overcome and opportunities available when reformulating oils and fats in food. My day-to-day work is to reformulate the fats used in many different foods produced in the UK in order to meet customers' requirements. A frequent request is to reduce saturated fat without having any adverse effect on the taste, shelf life or functionality in the end product. The main difficulties encountered when you try to reduce saturated fat are firstly resistance to oxidation. Saturated fats are very stable when you fry with them, whereas polyunsaturated fats oxidise and taste rancid very quickly. And the second main difficulty is having enough solid fat. Only saturated and trans fat are solid at room temperature. You need solid fat to support bubbles of air in a cake or filling cream, or to waterproof flour particles in biscuits and pastry. This study gives examples of how these challenges can be reduced or overcome. First, we show the relative stability of high saturated fat oils such as palm oil versus the conventional polyunsaturated liquid oils, rapeseed and sunflower, and compare them with the newer, specially bred so-called high oleic sunflower and rapeseed varieties, which have good stability but also low levels of saturated fat. Next, interesterification and fractionation are discussed. These techniques increase the amount of solid fat present without increasing the level of saturated or trans fat. Calculating from the 2016-17 NDNS survey, nearly 10% of UK saturated fat intake comes from buns, cakes, pastries and biscuits. Using a combination of fractionation and interesterification, the average saturated fat in the margarines and shortenings used to make cakes and pastries could be reduced from 43 to around 34% of fat content without any reduction in functionality using fat formulations which are already widely available on the market. So, improvements can be made to fat formulations in order to reduce population saturated fat intake, but often reformulating products is an expensive process, and both consumers and health professionals need to be aligned in wanting industry to make those changes. There is an opportunity for a lot of further work in this field. In collaboration with King's College London, we're looking at the size of the opportunity for population saturated fat reduction using interesterification. But in the future, we may also be able to model opportunities using oleogels. I hope that you decide to read the full paper and find it informative.